All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash, the bonders of the apostles and the elders of great millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and a few sisters that's out there unto the Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. It's going to be a quick show through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua. I want you brothers to be edified. I was just watching this. I don't really care about a lot of these things, but when certain things are interesting, I listen to it. Let me see what I can get out of it. So the title of this particular, they did it like a 3-hour show. This is Andrew Tate and Pearl, right? It's like a 3-hour show, but somebody did give us the honor to chop it up and put some good points into it. I think this is her channel. She always does that. So this is just for educational use only. She asked this man a valid question, not about the whole shit. The whole shit he did ask, I don't care about that. We all know you can't make a whore a housewife. He said it, and he said it brilliantly, that only people that could do that is a millionaire or somebody that has a high status. Prime example in the scriptures, you have Hosea when the Lord told him to get himself one of those women. All right, so only a man of money can take somebody of that profession, I'll say it like that, and change their life, so to speak. But what this side of the world teaches you, it doesn't matter of the past, it matters of the here and now, which the here and now, that phase is phasing out. And a couple things that he said was right on point, even to the point is I had to land back on what this man was saying. So I'm gonna let this play, and then I'm gonna get us some scriptures and we go from there.
It's only in the West where this propaganda machine exists. You will not find a Russian billionaire doing this dumb shit. You will not find a Chinese billionaire doing this dumb shit. You do not go to Saudi and find a sheikh doing this dumb shit. None of it. You only find it in the West.
Do you think the values of the West are spreading?
What values?
So
name a value.
Okay. Sorry.
Name a value.
Sorry, I might have misspoke.
Ideals.
I mean, like the idea.
What he means by the West, if you don't know, we in the Western Hemisphere, so America, the EU, NATO, EU, the beast, all right, that system, all right, and his values, which he stated, is no values, all right, there's no values here. Everything about the way that people live here is decaying rapidly, all right. Look up the word decaying. But everything around here is decaying rapidly. So there's no value. Something of value can live forever. In other words, throughout all ages, the thing of value will always be there. But here, it diminishes. And America is that leading force of the value of everything. Okay?
Of the West, like I've just gotten I get messages from people like from all over, and like in places like India, I've heard feminism is spreading there. Like I've heard that. Do you not find that to be true?
So firstly, the West has no value. The only thing the West seems to defend fervently is LGBT. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm not. I'm just saying it's the only thing that they'll stand up and fight for. I don't know why. It's weird. Like this, they don't care about anything else. They don't care about children going without child support. They don't care about people dying in wars. They don't care about our parents being in parent homes. They don't care about crime. They don't care about no one being able to pay their.
If you have precise,
That's funny because they didn't show no freaking commercials.
if you have tendinitis, if you have any problems in your shoulders and your arm, stop.
The first day they didn't show no fucking commercials. Weird, right? But let them continue.
Bills. They don't care about nothing, but they give a shit for some reason about this one thing, and they'll fucking throw the flag all around the world.
Surrounded around sex.
That's all they care about. It's fucking.
And this woman right here in the middle, she's annoying as well. All of these women, except for the auntie and the host itself, is their elevator don't go all the way. But that's the only thing that America is pushing right now about people's privates. That's all they're caring about now. They don't care who's starving. They don't care about nothing. They just care about that, which is completely irrelevant, but Let him talk.
Strange. So that's the first thing about the values of the West. Second thing, the harder society and the harder the life is as a whole, the longer it's going to take for feminism to spread. Feminism only exists in a vacuum of an easy life. If you're living in a society like India where life is hard, feminism disappears because the harder life is, the closer people naturally revert to their gender roles. If you got a bunch of 10 men, 10 women, stranded them on a desert island, and they had to survive, very quickly the men would do men shit and the women would do women shit. There'd be very little talk about feminism and equality, and all this shit would fucking vanish when shit hits the fan, right? So in countries where life is harder, feminism can't take hold because feminism can only exist in a vacuum of a very privileged life. I'm sure there's some kid in India who didn't get laid off some chick and he's complaining she's a feminist. There's a bunch of dumb shit, right? But I think the world is going to get a lot harder. I think the world is cyclical. I think it's been easy for a while. I think hard times are coming. And when hard times come, people are going to naturally revert to what gives them the highest chance of survival, which is gender roles, right?
That was a major point right there. And we've been saying this for a long time. We've been saying this forever. All right? It's not about your status. All right, low one, and this is recording. So Andrew Tate made a heavy point. I want to look up the word value. It says the word value. That's what he said. The West has no value, right? Look up the word value.
Value.
The regard that something is held to deserve. The importance, worth, or usefulness of something. Second one, a person's principles or standard of behavior. One's judgment of what is important in life. So when he said America has no value or the West has no value, he's absolutely correct. It has no value. All right. There's no standard. Okay. The standard is there is no standard. So I'm gonna try to go to this one real quick. Jeremiah 51:7 says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hands that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, which is the philosophy, which precept to that. We'll get this real quick. Habakkuk 2:5. It says, Habakkuk 2:5. Yet also because he transgresseth by wine, he's proud. He's a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as deaf and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So this is Esau, all right? That transgression of wine is what? His democracy, okay? And he's a proud man of it. So since he's been proud about the things that he have done, we'll go back to Jeremiah 51. It says, Babylon have been in golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, which is his philosophies. Therefore the nations are mad, because they're getting a bad deal of the deal. All right? They're destroying their own family structure. Their entire way of a man is being destroyed. This is why he was so adamant in saying that you will never see this in Russia. You will never see this in China, because they keep their old values. Okay? But here in the West, the far West, they hold no values. Okay? You get this real quick. Isaiah 29:16. It says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed of say of him that framed it, he have no understanding? So they turn what upside down? They turn what the Lord created upside down. All right. And everybody's paying the consequences and the repercussions of what's to come. This is why the exact reason why they want to get rid of the majority of the older generation, because the older generation knows how life is supposed to be. And the newer generation, the children, is being subjugated, all right, or being programmed to accept the new world order's ways. And they're gonna accept it because they're children. They're gonna have no defense. Real quick, Isaiah 24. That's what I wanted. Behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turn it upside down. And we just read that, right? The Lord make things. He made it upside down. Matter of fact, one that it goes through. Second Ezra 4:26. It says, Then answered he me, said, The more that searches, the more that shall marvel, for the world hasten fast to pass away. And I could not comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in the time to come, for the world is full of unrighteousness, infirmities. But as concerning the things wherewith that have asked me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, which is what? This part of the world. This part of the world is decaying. This part of the world is deteriorating. It's passing away. Then cannot it come that is sown with good. And what is sown with good? The law, statutes, and commandments, the righteous ways, all right? So the Lord turned this thing upside down. And it says scatter abroad the inhabitants thereof. And he's physically going to turn things upside down. For it shall be as with the people, with the priest, as with the servant, so with the master, as with the maid, so with the mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usuries. The land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for the Lord hath spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languish and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. Now look up the word haughty. The Hebrew word is marawam. Height, elevation, elevated place. In a place, a high place, adverb. Height, proudly, all right, of nobles. So people that's on highly elevated, their position in the world is highly elevated. All right. Second, Ecclesiastes 10:2, it says, As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of people of the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So the people that's ruling, all right, are cross-dressing into adverse sexual lust, murdering babies, drinking blood. I'm gonna get graphical. Into animals and so forth. That thing trickles down because laws are passed by these individuals, and it sets the wildest imagination. That's why the scripture says that we fight against principalities and wickedness in high places. All right. So if the people that's on high are wicked, evil beings, so are the people jumping down. Should I jump down now right now? Yeah, let me jump down to the point. Verse 9. Why is the earth and ashes haunt of proud? There is not a more wicked thing than the covetous man. So why is the earth, the scripture said we was created from the dust of the ground. So why is the earth and ashes proud? Right? There's no reason to be proud. But we've been taught to be proud. Okay? Because that's the next one. Matter of fact, did I finish? There was more to it. back in Isaiah 24, when it says haughty, right? C, it says proudly of nobles. So we've been taught to be proud. This is a proud ass society. Pride is at an all-time high. They name a whole month pride. Okay? It's all about being proudful. So the scripture says the earth mourneth them and fadeth away, which we read at 2 Ezra 4:26. The world languisheth and fadeth away. All right? Because the earth is hastening to pass away. It's tired of the people that's ruling. The haunted people, which we know what that is, the proud people, people that's on high, of the earth do languisheth. Let's look at the word languisheth. It's imal, to be weak, to droop, to languish, to be exalted, exhausted. Passive, particular of the heart, to be weak. All right? Wait, hold on, there's more to it. I didn't realize that. It says to be or grow feeble. Which is I have to go there. To grow feeble, right? There's two scriptures that come in mind. I'm gonna get this one. Ecclesiastes 12:10-6. It says, "The folly sat in great dignity, and the rich sit in low places." So we always read that. I love bringing this out because it's so powerful. All right, folly etymology. You look up the word, the etymology for folly. Folly, mental weaknesses. Folly, behavior or character, unwise conduct. All right, so that's esteemed in the society. All right, mental weakness is esteemed in the society. So the people are weak. They are made weak, feeble. Okay, and physically they are weak and feeble. Because they rely on what? On Esau and his medicine. All right. So it says, and of the earth do languish. So the people are set. It's set up. It says the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws. All right. What is the laws? The laws of the Bible, and changed the ordinances. And let's get that real quick. 1 Corinthians 11:3. It says, "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua." So the purpose of an Israelite man, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, your sole purpose is to serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, your God. All right? Ecclesiastes 12:13 tells you the whole duty of a man. All right? To keep the laws of to fear the Lord and keep his commandments. All right? This is the purpose. It says, and the head of the woman is the man. So they changed the whole ordinance. They changed the order of things. And who the women are the head of what? The family, the household. All right? And the head of Yahushua is Yahweh. So those are the ordinances that has been changed. All right, that's heavily promoted in the Western world. All right, let's go back to this. This is why the Lord is going to destroy this place. And I'm going to get into that too. He says, therefore the earth devoureth therefore the curse, which is what? Those destruction, devoureth the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burnt, and and there are few men left, and that's the result of the things to come. I read let me see, boom. So I'm gonna get these scriptures. I had a whole bunch of stuff. So those are the results of the evil that's being done on earth. Let me get this. 2 Ezra 16:17. It says, woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. So all these things that's happening is the beginning stage. Now, when you look at that panel of the individuals, when you watch, I didn't watch the whole thing, I just watched bits and pieces of it. Women have their tendencies of thinking that everything's going to be normal. All right? And what he was saying that we're heading into some dark times. Because the feminism in a first world society, which is heavy because this first world society is becoming a second, the third to the last first. Okay? This is not a first world society. I'm talking about America. Okay? What proves that? Crime is on an all-time high. Pretty much criminals are doing whatever the hell they want to do. Things are changing rapidly. Inflation and so forth. People losing their jobs left and right. As soon as the new year is coming, things are happening. Lack of food. All right? Great wars. They're talking about World War III consistently. So the way things are going to change. It's going to change for the betterment. It says, behold, famine, plague, tribulation, anguish are set as scourges for the amendment. So all these things are put into for the correction of man, but they're not going to do that. It said, but for all these things, they should not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So you have this whole red pill movement and Kevin Samuels and all this thing that was going on for a long period of time because they thought everything was gonna be the same. You're gonna find a chick, you're gonna go and meet a girl on one of these apps, and things just gonna be the same. No, it's not. Things are turning and get into a dark place. All right. And when things turn to a dark place, people get themselves into that darkness. In other words, people changes their ways. Real quick. 2nd Ezra 6:24. Yep, 2nd Ezra 6:24, 22. And suddenly shall a sown place appear unsown, meaning a place where they have food, a place where they have abundance of stuff is not going to be the same as it was before. All right? For the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. The full storehouses, all right, food, where places that warehouses that have food, they're not going to have the food no longer. Things is going to get rough. And the trumpet shall give a sound which when every man heareth, he shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight against another like enemies. So your next door neighbor is going to turn on you. Your best friend, all right? You pull up your driveway and that's your best friend that next door. He's not going to think of you and yours. He's going to think of him and his family. All right? And if one of y'all have a basement that have stores and you open your mouth and say, yeah, this is what I got, if all hell breaks loose, he's going to come to your place. All right? Because things are about to get real. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. Springs of the foundation shall stand still in the third hour. They shall not run. So things are about to change dramatically. And that's the thing that women do not understand. All right? You're not going to have the ability to pick and choose a man how you have the ability right now. Okay? You're complaining about there's no real men right now. So imagine when this happens. As 2nd Ezra 16:33, the virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. So you women that hit the wall, so to speak, all right, you can't find a good man. You're not going to find no man when that time comes. All right? Men are going to be on a great decline because of the things that's going to take place. The women shall mourn, having no husband. The daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. And the wars shall the bridegrooms be destroyed, and the husbands shall perish of famine. So what they're going to do? They're going to be looking for what they called this whole movement a high value man. All right? And the only high value man they're going to find is the man of the Lord. Real quick, Isaiah 13 and 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. So a man is going to be more precious than fine gold. So when you look up the word precious, we do this all the time, is yakar. Yaquar. To esteem, be prized. So the man is going to be the prize in those days. All right, not the woman. Women don't hold no value, especially at time of war. Women not going to hold no value in a time of famine. Women not going to hold no value in a time of tribulation. Women not having no value of the time of plagues. All right, civil war. All right, class wars. They're not going to have no value then. They're going to be tradable, but that's about it. It says be valuable, to be precious, be costly, be appraised, be valued, to be precious, be highly valued. Okay? Let's look up the word value again. Value. Let's look up the etymology of that. Esteem the value of, all right, no. Price equal to a non-certain worth of a thing. No. It was better off in the regular dictionary. Let's go back to that real quick. Value, the regard that something is held to deserves, the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. A person's principles, standards of behavior, one's judgment of what is important in life. And you're going to come to realize that the men of the Lord have put the Lord as the most important things in life, which holds value in that time to come. Isaiah 33 and 6. Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of that time. All right? These men are not going to be phased of the death and murder and the massacre of the masses of people, because they put their trust in something that's beyond them. All right? Psalms 91, it says, 91 and 1. It says, and he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High, which is what? Is a secret, which is not really a secret, is the scriptures. All right? And it says, shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. So we read the order of things, the order of how the Lord established it. So us men that serve Yahweh Shai, we under his shadow. All right? And if we're under his shadow, then that means that the people that's under us, family, they're going to be safe. Okay? So a man of that time of great value is going to be the men of the Lord. Okay? And this is why this come in mind. And I'm going to end it off on this, I guess. It says, in that day, what day is that? It's talking about Jacob's trouble. It's talking about the dark times that Andrew Tate was talking about. All right? When all hell breaks loose. Even the other girl, she said, what's going to, I don't know, not piece, but she said to another lady, what if the lights turn off? You're going to need a man. She's like, oh, no, I'm not going to need a man. I got the cops. I got the mechanic if the car breaks down. No, in that day, you women are going to need a man. Not only any old man, a man of the Lord. And you're going to come to realize this whole movement of what Andrew Tate's and the red pills and the Kevin Samuels, who is with the Heavenly Father now, you're going to realize the value, the standard that they said is not what's going to be valuable in that time. Nobody's going to give a fuck about if you have 6 figures, if you're 6 feet, if you're schlong to 6. It's crazy. And that's the vibration that this world is, especially women. They're not going to worry about that shit. They're going to worry about being protected in that time to come. All right? It says, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, So they're not gonna sit there and say that, oh, I don't want you to cheat on me or this, that. No, none of that, bro. They're gonna be on some pick me shit, some real pick me. They're gonna be like, pick me, please. Saying we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only, all right. So the women are gonna at that time gonna say we're gonna do whatever it takes, but just only let us be called by thy name. And how is that gonna be possible? By the act of sex. All right, the union between a man and a woman. So a high value man, an elect man in that day is gonna be the most covenant men on the planet Earth. All right, it says to take away our reproach, and the only way a woman's reproach is going to be taken away with is by what? By a man that's under the shadows of the Almighty. All right. So everything that man was stating is factual, and these women in they delusional state is going to see it real quick. All right. Everybody's going to be put back into their natural state. The only difference is, yeah, you're going to have a lot of tough guys out there, but all that tough machismo, men of men attitude is not going to save you either. All right? That's not going to save a man. The scriptures clearly tell you that the mighty men are going to be like women in those days. Okay? Women are going to get back to the state of being women, but the mighty men are going to be women in those days. So it's not about how much you have, how do you look. It's about use if you serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right. So that being said, you brothers edify. Shalom to the elect. And nation is Shalom.